Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to another episode of our glorious Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Let's Play. Yet another glorious day lies ahead for our beautiful nation as we continue to kick up the dust of progress with trucks and choppers and all manner of things, making, I think, some pretty big moves across the river. There's a lot to get done today, folks, so I will not bore you with a prolonged introduction. Just want to mention a couple of things. As always, if you've been enjoying this series, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. It does make a very big difference in how I approach content on the channel. And since this is the first episode of the new month, there's the one thing I try to mention only once a month, and that is, folks, again, if you've been really enjoying this series, and I humbly request that perhaps you check out my Patreon or consider becoming a channel member. Again, links to both will be in the description down below, and they both really help support the channel, keep it all sustainable, and they also help sustain these longer running series. So if you've been having a good time, think of it like a Twitch subscription or like a Netflix subscription as a way of sort of supporting the channel. Again, it is not an obligation, so don't feel that way. That's why I try not to mention it too often, but it does make a massive difference, and it does help the channel significantly. With that said, folks, with this beautiful view of our massive and ever-growing nation, let's get this party started, shall we? I'm actually really excited for a brand new mod that I just acquired. And I should mention as well, folks, again, if you're curious about the mods I'm using, join our Discord. I do have sort of a mod list linked in there as well. There's a channel for workers and resources. And actually, on the topic of that channel and on the topic of that Discord, there is a bit of feedback I want to implement from said Discord/channel first. I hope I've understood it correctly. I'm gonna be very clear. The explanation was very clear, but I feel like I might have misunderstood it on my end. I just want to be clear about that. So if I have misunderstood it, I apologize. Feel free to correct me. Ooh, what is this? Are you... What are you? What are you? Let me just pop one down over here. A double... I like that. Okay. Just a convenient way to put two semaphores down. I don't remember seeing that last session, but fair enough. Okay, anyway, the suggested change was with regards to this space over here. Again, I mentioned it last session as well, that I did get some suggestions with regards to what to do over here. So I'm finally going to implement that, because last session we saw it was still problematic, and it involves making this entire section basically into one massive block. Now, if I'm understanding it right, then I need to go ahead and take everything from here. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of these semaphores. I'm like kind of like pulling a reference for myself over here in case this breaks things even further. I can kind of reset back to this stage, but I should be getting rid of, if I understand this right, these guys, and these guys, and these guys, and I think these guys as well. It's a bit of a messy area, yes, and I'll probably have to clean this up down the line by fixing some of the tracks. Hopefully we'll be able to fix some of the tracks, but I definitely took a risk over here that maybe is not paying off. Typically my risks, they often do pay off. This is one of those situations where I think it's maybe not paying off. I think if we get rid of this one as well, I don't know if that's necessary. We'll try without getting rid of this one, but I might need to get rid of this one as well. So the idea here, again, if I understand this correctly, is that trains will stop back over here, and then further back over here or up over here, in order to sort of leave this entire space free to sort of get in here or get out of here. Hopefully that's not going to lead to backups over here. The other thing that I'm uncertain about is I might need to clear out these semaphores as well. The idea being that these guys, because they cross over here, it might cause some issues with the oil and the fuel, rather, the fuel and bitumen trains. But I'm not 100% sure on if that will happen, because these guys stop over here, right? Those are regular semaphores. I don't know if that'll adversely affect these trains as they're coming in, but we'll keep an eye on this from time to time this session, and see if we can't figure out exactly what's going on over here, hopefully without too much time or effort dedicated to it. But I do think this will take us a step closer to it all working. It will feel like trains are backed up further down this way and further up this way, but that's okay, because if a train is backed up waiting for this space to clear out, that's fine, because eventually it'll still move and it'll get its products, from point A to point B, whereas if they're jammed up, then there's no movement happening. The only unfortunate thing with this is, well, actually, since it is using a chain over here, it would opt to go straight down if that path is available and viable, right? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna definitely come up with some issues over here because I do feel like I've misunderstood at least something, but we'll solve it. I'm sure we're not too far away from solving it. And we'll be fine. But before we hit play, I just want to touch on this mod that I'm really excited for. It is it's called Multifunctional Buildings. Just if you're curious to pick it up right away. But again, my bigger mod list is in the Discord, as I was mentioning. Link in the description for that as well. But this Multifunctional Buildings mod is quite interesting. It's spread out across all the categories, basically. Well, not literally, but pretty much. And what it does is, let's go ahead and take a look at... let's see what our people maybe need in this area. I think a kindergarten is probably not a bad idea. These guys, we've done a pretty good job with regards to kindergartens, apparently. Okay, up over here we have some minor issues. Okay. Cool, so why don't we go ahead and play with this at Brickstonia. Where are we? So, what these things do is, let's go ahead and go to kindergarten. They give us access to all manner of buildings. In this case, a kindergarten. We can do shops. We can do what else? There's even manufacturing. Like I don't necessarily. I don't know if I'll ever use the manufacturing multifunctional buildings, just because I can't. In my head, at least, I don't think I've ever seen something like this per se. But let me first describe what's going on. My apologies. Basically, you can go ahead and pick one of these things up, and you can drop it down. Well, you can drop it down anywhere, but the intent is to drop it down next to a building, like a residential building. And in doing so, because there's no collisions or anything like that attributed to these modded pieces, in doing so, you can basically attach modular attachments to these buildings and represent ground floor commercial services. Now, this is something I saw a lot of when growing up. I haven't seen, I'll be honest, I haven't seen too much of it in Toronto, if I think about it. But in other sort of countries, in other cities I've lived in, I've seen a lot of this, and it always confuses me that these multifunctional buildings, for lack of a better term, don't exist in more places. Now, I'd love to know actually if where you live, if this is a common thing or not, but to have not just a convenience store on the ground floor, because convenience stores on the ground floor we have here all the time, but I mean like full-fledged like shopping, Anyway, so these guys aren't placed too perfectly for this. Oh, okay, this is not bad. So let's go ahead and put a kindergarten down up over here, sure. And it just acts like a regular building. It has the same regular requirements. It has the same it provides the same services and employment. It visually, let's see if I pop you down over here, right? You can see it does have a little block that it takes up. So ideally, from a visual perspective, you'll give it a bit of overlap to the building that you're attaching it to, because that helps it just feel a bit more, I think at least, like a part of the structure. It actually feels like a multi-functional building as opposed to something just tacked on. Let's go ahead and pop. I think we can probably do the smaller one, actually. As you can see, there's the bigger one and the smaller one with a different number of kids that they can service. Let's go ahead and pop you down maybe up over here like so. I do wish these, like, because there's no collision and no footprint, you can place it anywhere, but it's a bit harder to predict exactly how it'll look, which is a little unfortunate. But let's go ahead and pop you down over... Really hate the snapping, man. It just drives me absolutely up a wall. Let's pop you down over here, though, sure. I think that works for me. A little wonky, maybe. Alright, this is the last time I'm going to replace it. I apologize. That's gonna... I deserve that. I deserve that. Go ahead and upgrade you. Demolish that building as well. There we go. And let's go ahead and put down my last go at placing this thing. It just bothers me sometimes when things aren't like perfectly straight. I don't think it can be. That's the closest I can get. Alright. Go ahead and tuck you down over here. Alright. You know what? That looks good enough. And let's go ahead and see if we can't connect you over here. Beautiful. Go ahead and upgrade these guys. And you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and auto-build these guys too. There we go. Cool. Now, before we get into that, I just want to very quickly take a look at our stats over here. 79.5. This is stagnated a little bit. And we do have to... I saw rather a passionate I guess it was a radio announcement, perhaps. But I saw a rather passionate plea for more housing in the comments. That was a fun read. That was a fun read. But yeah, we need to take care of our housing situation as well. We'll get back into it. We'll get back into it for sure. Unemployment is skyrocketing again. I need to take a look at that. Oh man, we've got some issues starting to bubble, and we'll hopefully tackle some of these. But I do want to try and focus on that nuclear expansion again. I want to try and get there before episode 200. Anyway, so let's go ahead and hit play over here real quick and just see the stuff get built up so I can show you how this works. And we can kind of like start using this for our planning down the line as well. So visually, all it is this little outcropping over here. The reason why you want it to stick out a little bit is so you can actually select it, and you can see again, just like any other kindergarten, you need staff, and the more staff there is, the more babies. It's just a kindergarten building, except because it doesn't have that collision and stuff, you're able to place it as though it's you know, a lower floor commercial, I guess, zone. There's also stuff for sports, which is I think the other thing I'll pop down over here. Because you got a kindergarten, that's enough, I think, room for the babies in the area. But let's go ahead and get some sports services over here as well. So it's like, yeah, it's a gym on the ground floor. I think it's a super cool mod. It's something I've seen a lot, again, like I was saying, in real life, and I quite like as a thing, just in general. I quite like these kind of this kind of zoning or land use or whatever you want to call it. So I'm pleased to see it in the game now. Again, via mod, but it's still in the game. Oh, come on, really? You told me you were going to connect. It's fine. People can still reach this. But yeah, so now we have a place for fulfilling sports needs as well. And clearly we do fulfill sports needs in the area. And again, it works like any other sort of sporting space. It doesn't do anything for tourists, though, I don't think, but it's pretty sizable as well. Before it's all filled up as far as staff is concerned, you can see, look at that, with a full staff, it's 120 people can visit over here, and it just adds a bit more versatility. Now, if the game itself was to officially do something like this, I would suggest that it should take away from some of the housing capacity, because, you know, if you have ground floor, if it's gone from being residential to being sports facilities, people can't live in sports facilities, right? So, if it's actually officially made part of the game, which I would love to see, I would like to see it with that caveat, though, right? Because you are literally taking up housing space to provide these amenities instead. But it's such a cool mod, and I really wanted to give it this little highlight over here because I intend to use it a fair bit myself. I could go ahead and put another one of these sports things down over here. The other thing is these things will like provide employment too, right? Because people have to work these jobs, and employment over here was required, so we're sort of doing two birds with one stone, as it were. Let's go ahead and build another kindergarten here as well, I think. Go ahead and attach you down here. Something like that, I think. It's always hard to tell if something is like perfectly aligned or not, and I really should just stop caring. I know. It's hard for me. It's like genuinely, it's difficult for me to like look at non-parallel lines where they're supposed to be parallel. It's just like it grinds my gears. Can we get this to work? Let's see. If I do that, hook you up there. Okay, beautiful. That works for me. And let's go ahead and just rush these. Again, normally I'd, you know, let the people build all this stuff, but I feel like when we're looking at new stuff, when we're exploring new stuff, sometimes it's fun to just rush the construction so we can see how it all works. Just like we did with the choppers and stuff, right? Alright, cool. Cool, hopefully staff and teach... Again, it takes some time for, I think, the folks to realize that a building exists, but you can see they're starting to use this. They're starting to use all this. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. It's a cool mod. Anyway, it was also pointed out to me, by the way, that this bus stop exists, and we could use this bus stop to push people to this helicopter pad, this helipad, as opposed to build another bus stop. The reason why I built a second bus stop, just to be clear, is that from this bus stop, I don't want to tell people where to go from this bus stop. I don't want this to be a dedicated bus stop. I mean, I guess I could have done that, but I didn't want it to be a dedicated bus stop. Also, we already have quite a few buses coming over here. And I don't want to have, like, you can see how many buses come here for various purposes. I don't want to start jamming this space up with the helipad as well, with like the helipad deliveries as well, or whatever you want to call it. And so I thought the better option would be to, yeah, establish a second bus stop so that people will get dropped off over here. It doesn't clog up this line over here. And it's sort of isolated, and they have sort of a single purpose, which is to send workers over to this helipad, this set of helipads, rather, I should say. So that's the logic behind having a second bus stop over here. Besides, north-south bus stops and east-west bus stops being separate is totally a thing. So, you know, that works too. That works too. Yeah, with that said, what comes next? Let's take a look at the situation down over here. No jamming at the moment. So, okay, let's see. You're waiting up over here. Why? You're waiting up over here because those trains are dealing with fuel stuff, right? That's my one concern, because this train's going to wait over here until that guy clears out. So I wonder if you're still waiting over here. Because you're going to wait for that to clear out? No. Got reds. I think this is almost more problematic. This guy's stuck there. This guy's stuck here. What are you're stuck here because you can't see. Oh, this is stuck because these guys are all chained. So, oh, you're just gonna wait until it's clearing that, or even further. Oh, that doesn't work. Yeah, all the way there, and then this clears out, because all of these chains are looking, you know, past each other. It keeps looking at chains over here. I wonder if this should. Well, there's a junction here, which is why I want this to be a chain. I do wonder if I should separate this over here. I understand the issue. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to solve it. You'll be fine, because you'll pull up there. Yeah, that looks okay. This is all chains. This goes up to here. It keeps looking past. I could try and put... Okay, let's try this and see if this works. It might break this, but hey, it's how we learn, right? How we learn. You break things, you fix things. I was one of those kids that liked to take things apart, like floppy disks and stuff like that, just to see what was going on inside. Yeah, break things, make things. And on the topic of making things, would you look at that? It looks like it's complete, but it's faking us out. I totally thought it was done. Actually, seeing this checkbox reminds me, it was pointed out to me that we do have, at construction offices, a new checkbox. Deliver mechanisms only with trucks. And that should prevent mechanisms like the pavers and rollers and stuff like that from trying to make it to a construction site all on their own. And they'd be driven there by trucks instead, which is quite cool. It would slow things down, of course, because the trucks now, if you're delivering a vehicle, you're not able to deliver materials. But with that said, it would speed up traffic. We'll see how that works out with just this one for now. Up over here as well, one thing that was a sort of a test request was if we are able to purchase, let's say, excavators or something over here, would they be carried over to construction sites? We could try it with... I'm curious about a tower crane as well, actually. I quite like the efficiency boost a tower crane can give. So let's go ahead and get a tower crane, right? Because that could... Technically, you could airlift that, I think. And let's try it with an excavator as well. We've got some new tools, new toys to play with. I think this is maybe the best one that's available right now. Sure, let's get you. I'm just not sure. We don't have that checkbox for these guys. I'm not sure if what's going to happen is this is just for, like, more local construction, or if it is, in fact, to, yeah, airdrop, so to speak, these vehicles over, but I'm not entirely sure. These guys are all kind of grounded right now. Why is that? We got plenty of fuel. You're able to pick up resources up over here just fine. But I'm not seeing any movement. Got fuel. Interesting. Very curious. It's impossible that we don't need more of other stuff up over here. Up at the nuclear site. Actually, one more thing I want to check over here is... Don't think we have access to things like... The other suggestion was, like, what if we go ahead and get a, let's say, truck over here? I don't think we can. Bulldozers, excavators, helicopters, cargo helicopters, pavers, tower crane, rollers. Okay, so we can't get trucks to deliver, like, let's say, mechanical components to pick them up and send them off. That's not an option over here. They would need to be picked up from a separate cargo station or helipad or whatever you want to call it. So, fair enough. Good questions, good things to check out. Now, back up over here, I guess we can resume our planning. And with this new mod, our planning can kind of evolve a bit as well and start including some, like, more easily accessible ground level materials or resources or services, I suppose is the right word. We've already got the sports halls up over here. We already kind of like planned around these guys being reached, but you can see like these buildings at the base over here, they don't have access to sports services. So why don't we go ahead and provide them sports services like that. These guys back over here, this is the theater. I do wonder if the mod includes theaters. If we go to the cinema, yeah, it does. Oh, that's so, I like it. I like it quite a bit. And again, like, I feel like, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I feel like this is a fair mod. I try to be picky with my mods. I try not to pick up mods that might come across as kind of like, I guess, like cheesy or gamey. I feel like these are fair. While I would like for it to take away from some of the residential spots to make it perfect, in my humble opinion, I don't think it's so far off that it doesn't feel like cheating, I guess. Plus, I'm going to have to check myself as well. I want to make sure that I don't rely overly on this mod. Just to, you know, just to make sure we're still, like, exploring the bigger buildings and whatnot, obviously. That's not perfect, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. But ignore that. Let's go ahead and put a kindergarten down over here. No, not a kindergarten, sorry. A sports hall. Playground. Down over here, too. Snapping kills me. Train waiting too long. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. These warnings are nice, but retroactively they're causing me problems. Right. I know which trains they are. These ones down over here. Let's see what's going on here. You're stuck here because you're stuck there because you're all looking at each other. Yeah, see, this thing shouldn't have been allowed to come over here. That's the problem with this, I guess. I just got to get up there. All right, let's go ahead and just temporarily cancel this one. Let that through. Okay. Again, it's not so bad if the train has to go all the way past, you know, up over here. Not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. All right, you're fine there. Let's go ahead and we'll wait until this crosses over. We'll make this a mixed semaphore as well. Yeah, man. A little bit faster, train. A little bit faster. I'm on schedule here. There we go. Let's go ahead and cancel you and you. And you and you. Oh, this is problematic. I shouldn't have canceled the ones over here. Or should I just cancel all of these? Now that I think about it. I don't want to back things up too much. But there is such a thing as backing things up too much. You're checking. Once this guy leaves there, I don't think that's going to make a difference to this guy. There's gotta be a better way. Because this guy is looking all the way down. And he's seeing a blockage because of what? Wonder if I do some chains over here, if that would be better. No, because chains will have him looking all the way through. What about the mixed option here? Nope. Just the regular? Nope, nothing. Nothing's getting him through here. Orange block over here. I understand what's happening. I'm just trying to like solve the problem at the same time as get these trains moving. Don't know if that would do the trick. We'll try it out. Then a train would stop over here if it needs to go further, unless it's all clear, obviously, right? That's gonna come through. He gets through there instead because it's easier. Fair enough. I think this might work. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. Down over here, what's construction looking like? These guys are doing okay. Alright, good stuff. You guys are almost done. Yeah, there's room for the kids to move into. Now, is there a store in the area, though? The closest store, I think, is all the way down over here, right? We might need to build some shopping up over here. Folks are able to drive down here, but I don't think these guys are able to own any cars, which is problematic for them. So I don't want to, like, flood that set of houses just quite yet. Back up over here, it's a little dark, but I think we can make some more plans. All right, so we have our bus stops. A couple sessions ago, I asked you guys what you thought about bottom side or top side. There were some suggestions that, like, bottom side should just be for tourism stuff, but I do feel like the bottom side, by and large, was the consensus, and I do quite like how it's able to stay kind of matched on both sides. With that said, though, on the mention of tourist stuff, let's go ahead and set up some of the tourist things that we want up over here, right? I feel like that's a good next point of focus before we continue to expand the city over here. Now, there was a really nice spot. There's quite a few nice spots, actually, for a viewing tower. Like up over here or something would be nice, I think. Go a little bit closer to, like, over here. Just trying to figure out the best location. If we're down over here, got a nice view up that way. Nice view down this way. Kind of see most of the nation. Up over here. You're basically at the highest point in this corner then, right? Yeah. Like, there's stuff higher up further away, but not for quite a distance. But I feel like if we can go ahead and establish that tower up over here, that would be ideal. Over to construction, over to tourism. Oh, by the way, the mod has tourism-related stuff as well. But that's an example of, like, I don't quite understand what a tourist would want to do if I can find it. Hotel? Yeah, there's, like, you can have, like, multifunctional hotels. That I'm okay with. Like, a lot of time you have, like, guest houses and stuff and like, on the ground floor. I'm not really sure if I'll be using those, but they also have, goddamn, where is it? Not the cinema. Anyway, whatever. It's in there somewhere. Just trust me. It exists. I don't want to waste time looking for it. Tourism. We have the sight towers. Number 1 looks like this. Number 2 looks like this. I think we already have one of the number 2s, right, over at Veterinkagrad. Well, it takes forever for the map to go from one end to the other. No, we already have the 1 over here. Right. Decently rated. We can lower our prices a bit. Get up the rating. We're not trying to make money from tourism per se. We're trying to just get people to come and see the glory of our nation. So I don't mind making it a bit cheaper and hopefully upping our ratings a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and get sight tower number 2 over here. Where is that high point? Up over here, right? Alright, cool. Works for me. And I kind of want to do it with, like, choppers or something. Have to auto build to flatten this. Yep. Auto build. Flatten. There we go. It's gonna be interesting trying to connect all this. Get, like, some small hotels and stuff up over here as well. Oh, that plane will fly right over this tower, eh? That's pretty cool. Can you imagine being in this tower when that plane comes flying through? Just how much this tower would shake? It's a marvel of engineering that it doesn't topple over. Like, it's like being in one of those buildings that's, like, built to withstand earthquakes, and looking at other buildings that are built to withstand earthquakes. When I was in Tokyo, I saw not a major earthquake come through, but a decent enough earthquake. But there was this building across the street from where we were staying that, like, danced, basically, like, jiggled, and it was quite the sight. Slightly terrifying, but also quite the sight. Alright, so we got you over here. The road, too steep of a descent. I mean, I'm not surprised by that. We're really gonna have to, like, plot this area out. Can we move you? The auto build, of course. See if we can't get like a base over here, basically, like at the base of the mountains, for where people can go up to this tower. It's almost like a exclusive area, you know. Too steep of a descent still. Really, it's right at the edge over here. Let's go ahead and demolish that placement, because I think we'll need to in order to move this properly. There we go. Looking a bit better, I think. Road is able to not come through. We can do a winding road as well. In fact, going up a mountain, you should probably actually do a winding road. Like so. I think we'll need to. Game's not going to like that. Look at the difference we had to make over there. just to re-flatten this. Yeah, game's not gonna like that. Alright, alright, alright. We'll figure this out. Pop you down here. That's a good spot. Yep. Figure this road out. Yeah, okay. I'm well aware that this is not a comfortable road. Right from center. Here we go. Smooths out a little bit already. Can we get ourselves down over here? Let's see. Go for the smoothing. I think we can make this work. Too steep of a descent still, eh? I wonder if... we could go a bit wider this way, perhaps? And then loop back further down. There we go. There we go. Winding mountain path over here. I think that's pretty cool. And let's go ahead and extend this further up this way. Sure, we can turn that wireframe on as well. Try and get this to maybe line up. Do a proper kind of a grid approach, perhaps. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. There we go. Up over to here. And I don't want it to be cut off from the city, per se. Oh, man, we're actually really far away, aren't we? I think the original plan was to put it up over here. We could put one over here as well, like a base camp 1, base camp 2. But I'm thinking choppers get people up to here. Traffic jam. What's going on? All the way up here? Oh, it's just because we're waiting for chemicals to be produced. This used to be a problem a long time ago. It's not really caused any major issues. And actually, on the topic of major issues, I don't think I haven't noticed a train jam notification come through in some time. So it looks like we're okay, but it takes some time for these guys to do their entire, like, run their entire circuit as well, right? We'll see, we'll see. All right. Back up over here. Where am I? Here. This is pretty cool. It's a little isolated spot. Go ahead and build the, oh, even building this is going to require the choppers, right? Oh, that's going to be so cool. The mountain hotel is what I was hoping for up over here. Oh, yeah. This is cool. This is cool. I was originally going to do something like this way off, like, somewhere over there near Karabadag, but I feel like this is a cool spot for it as well. That was a suggestion from the comments a long time ago up at Karabadag, and I was like, yeah, we'll do that at some point, maybe down the line when we want to, you know, do more tourism stuff, but then the game kept getting updates and whatnot, and now we're here, and I feel like this is a pretty cool spot for it. Not hooking onto it. Alright, let's go ahead and auto build on, try and flatten a little bit. If that solves our problem here. There we go. Yeah, that should hook on. Good stuff. Let's see if we pop you down over... Where'd you go, buddy? Come on. There. There. Okay, cool. Pop you down over there. Got a little mountain hotel. Yeah. Choppers. Oh, like, they can get food and drink up over here. The idea, I don't know if the game actually works like this, but the idea would be like they would take a chopper here, they would take a chopper back to, like, visit other things. Brixtonia is the only other place where we have a passenger, like, spot for choppers. I need to put down some more spots elsewhere so people can actually come back to, say, you know, Uprisinggrad, for example. Like, these are choppers for the hospital specifically, but maybe we put down some choppers at the hotel. Like, when I say choppers, I mean the pads, the helipads at the hotel or something. All right, back up over here. We've got this hotel over here. Actually, does that mod work with this hotel? Where is my airplane parking? It does not. Does? Not lighting it up green. Like, if we go back to our hospital over here. Sorry, just double checking. I don't want to, like, put something down and then it turns out it doesn't work. You see how it all lights up green? Or with the fire station as well, I assume. I just want to make sure it's a pattern, not a fluke. Where is our fire station up over here? Come on. Yeah, see how it all lights up green? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Now attach it to that hotel. And you attach it to this hotel over here. Where are you, buddy? Man, this place has grown. This place is, like, exploded. No, you can't. So it'll have to be, like, next to the hotel. Which is fine. We just have to figure it out. Alright, cool. Well, we're also going to put some down by the airport. That was pointed out in the comments too, and I totally think that's a good idea. Now that we're establishing this network, it's not a bad idea at all to get some choppers at the airport. Okay, but for here, let's go ahead and rather than do a rooftop one, build ourselves. What am I looking for? Infrastructure. Passenger heliport platform. We could just do like these. I guess it kind of feels a bit more mountaintop if it's just one of these, right? As opposed to one of these. Yeah, this is a destination, not a source, I suppose. Let's try it. We'll experiment with it. Go ahead and flatten. And I would like to build this using our construction sites. I think because it's so challenging to build this area, I like to drop off resources and whatnot. I would like to try and build this with our construction offices. The problem is going to be getting concrete and gravel and asphalt and all that kind of stuff up over here. Because that is, we don't really have the setup for it yet, but that just means we're going to have to build that setup. Alright, good. Slightly elevated over here. Chopper comes through, drops people off. They go to the hotel, have a good time, have a drink, have a, I was going to say have a drink, have a beer. Drink, have a meal. Come up over here. Next day morning, get back on the chopper and head home, right? We could build a small, like a quaint mountain village up over here. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? We could do that up over here. Or we could just kind of like connect it down to a bigger base over here. We could build some like sports facilities maybe as well. You want to stay up over here for some time. Where's the tourism stuff? We could also establish like a carousel. Nah, I don't want something that competes with the sightseeing tower, you know what I mean? Like this Ferris wheel is taller than, like as tall as, if not taller than the tower. It's kind of weird. Pyramid, nah, it's too isolated for something like that. You know what? I think we can probably keep it at this. And if they want to go somewhere else, yeah, they grab a chopper, take a chopper ride to somewhere else. And if they're super dissatisfied, then we'll maybe have to modify how this works. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, as I like to say. Now to actually pick people up. This wireframe is always horrendous to look at night, being honest. To actually pick people up, we would do so at the airport and at the city. What I'm hoping is these tourists would get to the airport from this hotel, or the airport, the helipad from the hotel, and ride over. We're already delivering fuel over here, right? Do we have any more pipeline connections available? Because this place is topped up, yeah. So we'd be fools not to take advantage of that connection. There is the underground pipe connection option as well now. And of course, this goes this way. Of course. I should be able to pull this out, though. Yeah, I am able to pull this out and, like, pull it around and hook up to the helipad somewhere. But obviously, we can't be too far away because then people won't be able to walk over to it. Where to establish you? Like back over here, perhaps? I think that'll be accessible from the hotel. And again, we can build this ourselves. We can let our people build this. What is this? This is a hospital? You know, sometimes you gotta chopper people over to the hospital. Go ahead and pop you down. So you probably, yeah, we're aware of that. Snap. Don't kill me. I do this. I much prefer how that looks. Pop you down over here. We're not auto building. Yep. Go ahead and hook up the footpath like so. Like so. Nope. So there we go. Perfect, because I want to be able to hook this up, and I want to be able to hook this up. Sure. And I want to try and do this kind of a connection. I don't think I want to do an overpass. I don't think we need a pedestrian overpass. I'll do that. And I want to do that. Cool. Well, that means hopefully these guys will have access to, yes. And again, we'll let our people build this. I think we have a construction. No, we don't. Zavodsk. No, Zavodsk cannot reach. Oh, that's because we have this. This road needs to be built first. Sure, let's let them do it all. And then guests will be able to head over here. We'll buy some choppers. We'll fly them across to that sightseeing spot up over here. We'll see how that works. And then we also actually want, I think at least... I was wondering if I want... you know, I don't want to have too many choppers. I'm not going to put more rooftop pads over here, I don't think. Maybe down the line, but not right now. And what about down over here? We have hotel where? Not you. But, ooh, there we go. I love to see it. Where the hell is that hotel? There we go. It's grown so big. So City Hotel. They look like they're having a pretty good time. Let's go ahead and reduce the price a little bit. There you go. I think I would want to build just a pad over here. So cool hearing the choppers go by. When it's just a video game. Pop you down up over here. We could do the 3. Right? Flatten this train a little bit. Relatively easy access. I think that works. Sure. Well, let's go ahead and flatten. I want to make sure I'm not auto-building anything by mistake. Wow, oh, actually, you know what? I don't think I need that over here. Right from center. You know what? I do need it. It's so much faster when you use the finances. Spending money to make money. Though we have gone from like, what, 160 something to sub 150, right? So, definitely been spending that money. If I can move it more, I think that should be okay. One way to find out. Again, rather than triple, we can always do double instead too, if we so choose. Yeah, we're close. Yeah. Risky click. I think we'll be fine. Oh, actually, there we go. Beautiful. Pop you down over here. Right? Let the people build it. You should be able to walk over. I think once the road is done, they'll be able to walk over. They must be. There's only 98 meters up to here. They must be able to, right? I guess we'll find out. And we'll see if it even gets used, right? This all might not get used, but we'll see. Now this construction office, are you seriously just kind of sitting here looking pretty? You're not doing anything? We've got all these guys assigned. What I could try and do is clear everything. I've had this happen before to like regular construction offices, where they just kind of like stopped working, which is obviously not cool. But like, whether it's resources or workers, that they have things they could be delivering and they're just not. I'm gonna turn auto search off. Actually, I saw someone mentioned like just crank it up to 3,000. Not a bad idea, but for now I want to have them working on specific stuff. I don't want them to auto search. Got you, you, and you. Alright. How's that looking? There we go. Yeah, so you just have to unassign and reassign. Oh, look at that. It's a flight of the Valkyries over here. Oh, that's madness. Oh, that's absolute madness. They're all just taking off at the same time. Oh my god. Look at this convoy flying through. That's ridiculous. It's like these two choppers are crashing into each other. This guy's like... Okay, he's dropping to pick stuff up. I'm like, are you crashing? No, he's picking stuff up. You're not even a cargo plane, though. What are you doing? You are a cargo plane. You're a passenger plane. These guys are all looking to grab resources from over here. That's kind of funny, actually. That's kind of funny. I'm just curious to see, because I do quite like how the animations are done, like how they kind of tilt and maneuver. So I'm just curious to see what happens over here as that one chopper takes off. And these other guys have to like make room, and then they need to land as well. Alright, sure. Ooh, this is a different, look at that, a different method of carrying, right? Last session we saw a bit more of like a platform kind of a thing, and here there's definitely, well, it's still a platform obviously, but there's more of a drop because it's a different kind of chopper. That's pretty cool. Alright, pretty neat. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be carrying people. Guess they would rather prioritize the resources for now. Sure, yeah, that's fine by me. As long as something is getting done, and as long as they're working, because I was really worried for a moment there that they wouldn't actually bring stuff up over here. Where? Not up over here, but up over here. There we go. Yeah, I knew I'd find it eventually. What a spot. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. Let's go ahead and assign... Oh, right, because it's... Surely... We can still force the assignment. Choppers. You think we're going to war? Go ahead all the way up to here. And see if we can't assign these guys. Looks like yes. Definitely saw that scroll bar, shift. Yeah, okay, good stuff. Very cool. That's going to be tough. That's going to be a challenge to build. Ambulance has no. Why is that? Surely we have the services required over here with the clinic. It's a cinema. It's a school. That's the clinic. Go ahead and buy another ambulance, I suppose. I'll just buy one. Where'd you go, buddy? Here you are. Could have sworn we had to. R2203. Really, we've got the services in terms of like staff and whatnot, just not the vehicles, I suppose. All right, and down over here looks like we are all clear. Haven't had a jam down over here in some time. Looks like we're okay. You can see this loading up. I think I'll tackle this next session, just to start exporting vehicles. And actually, I say that. What's the deal down over here? You guys are being built up. No one lives here. No one lives here. Okay, you know what? I think it's time to loan this entire section. The other option is to do like little convenience store shops like I was talking about. But you have to deliver the resources to each and every one individually. Obviously, people can walk between them. Actually, I'm curious. The modded shops. 2.5 tons, 5 tons, 50 tons of food, tons of clothes. It's a bit much. Do this. The delivery would be directly to it as opposed to a warehouse or anything. Nah, you know what? Let's go ahead and clone this. I quite like our little setup over here. As long as I can cleanly clone it. Hoop up. All this. Some of it will have to be demolished. We'll have to struggle with this lag as well as we pull it over. I don't think that'll fly, actually. Now, how do these guys get their food? I guess they kind of don't. Okay, I guess they kind of don't. They're not all driving down here. They don't have parking lots available up over here. Even if they did, I don't know if they would. It's like we've got over 1,000 people over here, right? Like we can't have 1,000 people's worth of parking lots over here. So we need one of these up over here as well. There. Trying to figure out the best way to kind of clone it. Loop this up as one piece. Let's see. Or am I just kind of rebuild this entirely? Go ahead and flatten a bit for sure. Flatten all this. Going from here. And yeah, I don't mind paying for this. We have so much money. We're back up to 150 plus, so that's like, we're okay. And yeah, we'll drop off of it right now at 150 plus, but again, we've got the money. I'm not too concerned at the moment, at least. Flatten all this. There we go. Cool. That way when we're cloning, we're not struggling with that nonsense, at least. All right. We hope that this is not too far off over here. We'll see. We might have to deal with a little bit of trouble there. Go ahead and clone. Wouldn't mind getting the parking lots as well. Let's see. Can we do that? Massive. That is massive. Doesn't even include the store. Alright. We gotta redo something here. Is there something I can copy from up over here? Not particularly. How are you guys getting your food and stuff? These guys, I think, must be driving down. Got a traffic jam somewhere. Oh, that's fine. It's not a real traffic jam. They're just waiting. It's okay. Okay. This is going to be interesting. So, let's go ahead and establish our new service, sorry, equipment for citizens, shopping center. Like so. Flat terrain, go ahead and do that. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Does not work. Go ahead and smooth. So the road can actually kind of ramp up, I guess. Too steep of an incline. Yeah, no surprise. From center. Dropping this down a bit. I didn't realize I left food so neglected. I'd explain why our population has stagnated, because people are probably escaping. Alright. Enter. Hope that's looking okay. Where are we? Pull up from over here. Looks reasonable. We'll have to get even more power up over here, I know. There's a lot of things to tackle. That's the downside of new stuff coming out, is just like, well, now I want to look at the new stuff sooner rather than later, so some of the old stuff kind of sits. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And flatten you. There we go. Look up like that. Sounds good to me. Pop you down here. We're not auto building. Reachable by all of these buildings, I assume. That's a kindergarten. That doesn't... Don't need access. Let's go ahead and the other way around. Yeah, should provide coverage to all these guys up over here. That should be fine. While down over here, you're providing coverage to all these guys down over here. And some of the guys up over here as well. That's fine. It's not a bad idea to double up, I think, because a lot of these guys, I'm sure, are not arriving at the shopping center in time to actually pick up the resources they need. So this will make life a bit easier for them. Let's go ahead and actually, suspend this construction. I want to plan this out first. So, we've got you. I need my road cargo station, right? Road cargo station. Let's go with the default one from the game. Could use the modded one. Let's use the default one for now. That road does not want to connect. Oh, right, of course. This, like so. The reason why I like the modded ones is because they have, like, drive-through capabilities. Where is the cargo station? There we go. The fastest I found it. Road cargo station. Yeah, I think I quite prefer this. So if I go ahead and put you up over here, let's say. Like so. I'd be able to pull this down. Oh yeah, I like the snapping as well. I forgot about the snapping. But I don't need that over here. Let's pull that down to here and over to here. So you drive up, you go over. And you can like drive off to the side over here. If I want to, right? I have the option is my thinking. So that's all good. The road cargo station stuff can go directly. Like again, I'm trying to remember the issues we had down over here, right? Road cargo station is directly connected. The shopping center, the warehouse can also maybe be directly connected. No, there's only one connection, right? Road cargo station drops off to the warehouse. We would need crossing over here. Would all be forklifts. All be forklifts again. I like it. I like it because it's like a bit more realistic. Alright, listen, let's try this. Let's try it, right? Where do you build the crossing? I see. Pop you down over here like so. Because I don't think they'll be able to... I mean, part of the reason I was hoping to just be able to clone it. Part of the reason I was hoping to just be able to clone it. Station, warehouse. I need to pick up. I don't know. Like this, ultimately, it's all started working out just fine after we sorted out the traffic jams and stuff. It's all been working out fine. This is kind of like, you know, don't fix what isn't broken kind of a thing going on in my head. Over to you. Go ahead and get that cargo station established a bit further down. Like so. I could... Cool tip. There we go. Yeah, like so. And then over here, we can go ahead and establish our crossing. I'll get rid of you two. You're not straight. Come on now. Okay. There we go. Set you up like so. We have our crossing. Good enough. It's not, is it? End me. Here. Bam. Road comes out like this. Nice little curve to it. Good to me. Is it perfectly parallel? It's not, but you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine. We're okay. I'm okay. I'm alright. Warehouse comes in over here like so. Don't need to hook it up to both things. Warehouse. Like so. Yeah, that should be good. Be good. And the meat storage. The meat storage we could do separately so that, because meat doesn't get delivered often. I think that was going to be our approach to this, right? So I do still want connections to the cargo, to the forklift facilities, obviously. Pop you down over here. We can hook you up to the road over here. And a bit of a buffer for some trees and stuff is what I was thinking down over here. Oh, of course you're going to do that. Right from center. Raise all this up a bit. Looks like our train problem to the south, by the way, has been solved. I haven't seen a warning come up in quite some time. But of course, as I say that, you can expect it to pop up now. Oh, come on, man. Just hook up over here. Raise this up a bit more. Let's go. I just doesn't want to connect to that. Fine, connect to this then. Not the end of the world. Go ahead and do that. Holy crap. Meat storage. End of my existence right now. There we go. Road. Hook up over here or hook up over here. I'm trying to figure out like when I want them to split off basically. Turn off that snap. Some other infrastructure is the way you are the infrastructure. Come on. It looks so nice. Fine. Alright, so meat gets delivered directly. Everything else gets delivered to the warehouse. And then we have the forklift facilities, or forklift garage, I should say. Up over here. Do I need this hookup? No, but if it happens, it happens. I don't think that's a problem. Establish you down over here like so. And this road connection to deliver fuel, right? Yeah. I think that covers all of our bases. Let's go ahead and make sure that you loop around. One way or another. Could go this way. Again, this is for emergency access only. I wonder... Don't think we'll be able to. Maybe. Won't be able to flatten all this. Not without demolishing this thing first. Maybe. Maybe this will do the trick. We'll check. We'll find out. Come on, baby. Work for me here. Work with me here. We're having some ambulance troubles at Brickstonia. We should definitely look into that. Oh. Would you look at that? Cool. I'll pull you up this way. Come on. Go. Sharp of a turn, it says. Well, let's do that. Hook you up like so. And hook you up. Like so. Cool. So again, emergency services primarily, right? That works out. Looks like construction over here is progressing as well. That's good. We're going to let the people build this. And that should work, right? Because we've got our forklifts over here. The trucks come through. They drop off goods over here. What I could do, maybe, hopefully. Hopefully it's not too late. do a direct connection over here. Would have been ideal, so we wouldn't have to unload with the forklifts. Literally, this was just like a little bit over. That kind of a thing. There we go. That's all I need. Perfect. Perfect. I know there's a couple of resources being wasted over here, but listen, it's not the end of the world. There. Bam. So we do have the connection if need be, but we also have the direct connection. That should work as intended. And so the forklift would be able to go to the meat storage, pick up the meat, and loop back and go over to the shopping center. The trucks that bring in food and clothes and electronics, they would drop off at the warehouse directly. And the forklift would be able to go over to the warehouse and drop it off at the shopping center. That should be efficient. Could be. I know. I know. Should is a dangerous word. Let's go ahead and clone this entire section, though. And see if we cannot pull you up over here. Kind of the other way around. Or maybe up over here like this. Or maybe down over here like this. Shopping center up there. Be able to hook it up like that. Yeah, that one road is going to cause me trouble, isn't it? Alright. There's like one spot over here where I can click. I don't think it'll attach to the road there. That might work. That might work. We're going to just test this out over here. Oh, come on. Right. That'll build them. Flatten that. Please stay. No, of course something's going to turn red. Of course something is going to turn red. Alright, cool. Just to test it out. Pop you down over here. Alright. Pause for a second. Road will connect up over here just fine. Yep. Got shopping over here. We could put parking back over here if need be. Get this road out over here as well, perhaps. Cross that bridge when we get there. Back over here. What we do instead is, rather than go around this way... The only downside to this is that the... Well, actually, it's not too bad. Unloading happens over here. The forklift... If I wanted... I know I made a big deal about how this is like... This has like the option to go through, and then I cut it off with the... Why is this such a mess? With this piece over here, but remember that this piece is not necessary, so we can demolish it if we ever need to, or we can use a mod to let the road pass through. But anyway, and then the same thing applies over here as well. But anyway, that's neither here nor there right now. Let's go ahead and if I do this, be able to hook up to here, I think, right? With a little bit of flattening. Doll this space up a little bit, put up, you know, trees and statues and things like that. And again, changing things up a little bit in the area as well, just to break up the repetitiveness. And there's quite a bit of area that we're servicing from there. These guys, are you able to... No, you're not able to get down there for your... Oh, you are. Not getting there quickly enough, I guess, to actually pick up your meat and food and stuff. I wonder if these guys should instead be placed down over here or something. Serve these people and these people. I don't know if these guys would be able to get down there, though. Nah, these guys up over here, almost definitely not. When the time comes. When the time comes. We would need two. I think this isn't too bad. And again, we can like use this as a sort of an end to this repetitive block, as it were. Hook you up like that. Do that. I say repetitive, not necessarily in a bad way, mind you, but in the sense that, like, you know, we've been using this pattern. Maybe it's time to break the pattern and establish a new one, right? So if I were actually to cancel this, hook you up like so. Hook you up like so. All right. Don't hate it. Don't love it either, but I don't hate it. There we go. We could like do a connection like this. Over here, we connect up over here. Figure that out. So trucks would come through, come up this way to drop off. They'd probably use the main road. Realistically speaking, they'd probably use the main road, drop stuff off over here. This should all work out all right. And what we'll do is we'll maybe duplicate this down over here as well. If I were to clone. I think I quite like this layout, actually. I think it works. Now, if you spot an issue with this layout, feel free to let me know in the comments down below so I can correct it. But it looks like it should work. At least if I've read it all right and I've got it all right, then it should work. This is up over here like so. One over here, maybe. Yeah, flatten that, hook it up to that road. Yeah, all right, we'll maybe clone that over once we can confirm that this actually works. I gotta run it in my head, because in my head, again, what's gonna happen is trucks are gonna come through, they come to this road cargo station, they directly drop off into this warehouse. Trucks are gonna come through, they go to this meat storage, they directly drop off at the meat storage. Forklifts will then go to the meat storage using this path. They'll probably use this path to come back out and go over this way to drop off. Forklifts will also go over, pick up from over here, move back, maybe over here, and go over to here, right? That should work, in theory. My concern is, do they go through buildings, or do they not? Right, like if the forklift comes over here, does it see a connection to this warehouse? I imagine it does. If not, we should be able to fix this relatively easily. Famous last words. Like pull something out, do something. Now, we will be able to figure it out, but I just need to know, I need to check before I overcommit and put down, another one of these down over here. Up over here, how's progress been, actually? We've hopefully been sending more materials up over here. Yep. Oh, what a sight. Man, just like a bit of it, been a bit chopper obsessed lately, I know, but they're so cool. And look at that, right? Like you got the sun reflecting on the river. Look at this as well. I quite liked like this arriving at the construction sites and whatnot. Like I said earlier, kicking up the dust of progress, as it were. Choppers, man, they don't they're not subtle unless they're built to be subtle. Obviously, that's a whole different kind of chopper. Oh, what a beauty. What a beauty. Look at that. Game sometimes. Look at that. Oh, amazing. Amazing. What are you doing? They're dropping off people, I assume. Yeah, 28 workers coming through over to the uranium mine. This thing has been almost done. Okay. I imagine we're delivering resources elsewhere as well. Yeah, some concrete and gravel and asphalt is over here. That's from the old city. Up over here, I can't imagine we've seen too much progress just quite yet. I'm really excited for this. It's so isolated. Hey, would you look at that? Oh, okay, no. Oh, no, that's not what we've delivered. That's still needed to complete the current phase. I was like, we can't have possibly delivered these things up over here. But anyway, I'm really excited for that place because it is so isolated. It's very different from anything we've done before. So it's kind of cool to experiment with that kind of stuff. We will have to, however, find a way to get, yeah, some of those resources up there. I mean, again, I don't know if I'll connect to these guys. It's going to be challenging. Maybe we do have to build roads and just deliver via truck. But we'll figure it out soon, hopefully. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. This is where we're going to call it. Ooh. So much for there not being issues down over here. All right, well, this definitely needs solving. I guess I must have just missed the warnings down over here. Nope, we don't have any train jam warnings down over here. Fair enough. Anyway, we'll figure this out. I'll figure it out between sessions, perhaps, and we'll have it implemented for next time. So we don't have to fiddle with this too much. If you have any suggestions, again, for either down here, or if you notice any issues with our new layout for shopping centers, let me know. But folks, hope you had a good time. Lots of exciting stuff to come, especially with our new kind of tourism spot up over there with all these choppers flying around as well, especially. If you want to keep it going, remember, leave a like, leave a comment. Makes a very big difference. If you'd like to support the channel beyond that, don't hesitate to check out the Patreon and membership links, both in the description down below. Of course, you can also click the giant join button that should be right below the video too. With that said, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Again, y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big ol' thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, das vidanya.